Hi, I'm Cara Lockwood, the USA Today best-selling author of more than 12 books and the owner of Edit My Novel. Today I'm going to talk about the outline in 5 minutes. So this is all about planning your novel. So first, what makes a good outline? Each chapter must move your plot forward. The outline should describe characters and their arcs. That's the emotional journey they make. Your outline should clearly state your plot points, revealed slowly over time. Remember, your outline is the best guess about how the book should be written, because this is the best guess, because as you start writing the book, it may change. I know when I write my outlines, I almost always change them as I'm writing. So your outline needs to be flexible enough so you can make some changes. Include a short paragraph for each chapter. Don't get too bogged down in the details. After all, you're not writing your whole novel, you're simply outlining it. So your outline should not be, 300 pages. It should be 10 pages. So as you're writing your outline, you need to ask yourself these important questions. Is the story moving forward with each chapter? You don't want to send your characters off on too many unnecessary tangents. In fact, you really don't want to have any unnecessary tangents. Everything needs to kind of flow back to your main story idea. Are there enough twists? A good story needs twists and turns. Do you have enough in your plot, in your plot to sustain a good story? Do characters act in surprising ways yet still in character? This is an important one because you want your characters to be authentic to themselves, but you don't want them to be predictable and boring. So you need to keep this in mind as you're writing. Also, an outline is a great way to plug those plot holes. As you write your story down on paper, you'll be able to see maybe where you may have missed something. The other question you need to ask is my plot too complicated? Have I thrown in a lot of convoluted, explanations about things? Is it too simple? You don't want a story that's too complicated or too simple. You sort of want a happy medium. Am I revealing too much or too little too soon? This is all about pacing your novel. You want enough reveals throughout the novel to keep your reader interested, but you don't want too many that you kind of bog your reader down. So as you're writing your outline, there are common mistakes that people make. Mistake number one, I would say, is people get too mired in the details and lose the big idea of your story. Often this happens when you send off your characters on too many tangents, and then you forget like the main draw of the story. If the main point of your book is a mystery and you're trying to solve a crime, and then you get diverted along a tangent of a different story, then you get too far away from the main conflict in your story. Mistake number two, the author is too close to their story and they can't see the holes. This is very common. I've written outlines where I missed something. It's a good idea to get feedback on your outline. Send it to an avid reader just run the story idea past somebody, a friend. Get a writing coach and get kind of feedback on it. So before you get started and too deeply into your book, you can kind of see holes coming and plug them before they become too problematic. Mistake number three, your twists are too predictable. This can happen a lot where you think in your mind, it seems like, wow, these are really interesting, unexpected things that happen, but then as the story unfolds, you realize that you've given too many clues, so that then the twists become too predictable. Mistake number four, characters who are too passive. I literally can't talk about this enough. Characters who sit around and hope everything falls in their laps are boring. No one wants to read about them. People want to read about doers. So get your characters out there doing things. Mistake number five, an outline that doesn't resolve the major conflicts of your book. Again, this can happen often where you leave too many things unresolved. Like you have to think about, you don't have to wrap everything up in a pretty red bow, but you do have to address the concerns and problems that you've brought up in your novel. So keep this in mind as you're writing your outline. All right, So that's been discussing an outline in 5 minutes. I hope you learned something today. If you'd like to learn more, watch the whole thing on Edit My Novel. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.